April is Autism Acceptance Month, and we've got Melissa with Milestones Behavior Services joining us this morning to tell us a little bit more about what they offer for folks with autism or anywhere along that spectrum. What can people expect, Melissa, when they walk through the doors over there?
Yeah, at Milestones, we want to make sure that we're just focused on providing support to the family as a whole. We are here to work with the child, of course, but we want to work with their families. We want to create an individualized plan that's just for them to meet their needs and best be able to provide services to the family as a whole. It's a wraparound.
I love that you do involve the whole family approach, because it seems holistic to me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's important for parents to be able to have that support system, because receiving an autism diagnosis is a little bit scary for a family. They don't know what that means moving forward. Right. And that's something that you guys help navigate.
Absolutely. We want to provide the most support that we can. That looks a little bit different for every family, because every child is different. But when we start services, the first thing we do is work with the family to identify what are the goals that are most important for their child, what are their goals for their child, for their family, what are the ways that we can not only just teach the child, but really help the family as a whole and give the parent more tools to have in their tool bag for naturally occurring situations that happen at home or in the community.
All right. So what does a typical therapy session look like for a child, for a family?
Well, fun is the first answer.
Okay.
It depends on their age and their skill level. You know, when we talk about our earlier learners, it's a lot of on the floor and tickles and bubbles and songs. With our services, ABA, positive reinforcement, is one of the most important things that we use, and so it's creating motivation to establish that. As children get older and get more towards school readiness age, it tones down a little bit, and we have more time at the table because we're really getting them ready for that school setting, which is completely different. But we're still sprinkling in the motivation, the fun, and the positive reinforcement throughout.
Okay, what about kids as they grow into their teen years? Middle school can be really hard for any child, but particularly so making those transitions from their elementary school into a middle school can be particularly hard for a child with autism.
Yes, oh my gosh, as we grow, you know, language and social interactions become so much more complex, and the independence of a child as they grow is a really big thing that we look at. So for our older clients, their goals might be a little bit different than some of our younger clients, because we're really looking at those complex social skills, and then for some of them we're looking at daily living skills, tolerance to medical routines and things like that. So it does look different depending on the age, but we provide services wherever the child's at, and that's how we set the goals.
Does that ever move into sort of a group therapy situation where you have a group of children that are working and interacting together? Maybe they're all in the same age group?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Milestones, we have one-on-one rooms for children who need that just intensive, very controlled kind of setting. But as soon as we can get them into that group learning situation, that's the next place you want to be. We have several rooms that are set up kind of like a school classroom, where they get to interact with each other, have group activities, and practice all kinds of skills.
Okay, and then what about those skills that we all need to have, those kind of daily activity skills, our self-care and caring for our homes and things like that? Is that something that you can help us transition through as our children age?
Absolutely, and you know, that's something we really work on for all ages. It just looks a little bit different when we're talking about a 4-year-old versus a 14-year-old. Our goal, and usually the parent's goal as well, is to get the child to be as independent and successful in all settings as possible. So we do work on things in our clinic, but then we also go in home sometimes. We even go out to the community. So if we're working on tolerance to a dental exam, we might work on that in our clinic, but then we go with the clients and the family to the dental exam to then further provide more support and generalization of those skills.
All right, really stellar service for the families who are on that autism spectrum. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
You can check out our website. It's milestonesbehavioral.com. Give us a call at 337-429-5248. You can always send us an email, info@milestonesbehavioral.com.
All right, they're making the journey of autism a whole lot more fun, a whole lot less scary, and providing support for the whole family. Got the information right there on the screen. Thanks for coming in to talk to us about it today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.